So, Dos, a 3-0 win, but more importantly, minutes in the legs of your players.
Yeah, absolutely. The same principle as Saturday. Obviously, we talk about no injuries, and that's really important. So that's 2 games now we've come away with no injuries. And I thought, that as much as we had to chase the ball around against Portsmouth, obviously Alton did that really well tonight, and I thought it was a really competitive, good game.
And obviously, in games like this, you're not so much looking for results, but individual performances maybe. Anyone catch your eye in particular today?
Yeah, I thought in particular Jake McCarthy. He's come back really fit and strong from his summer, and I also thought Paul Rooney. I thought those were the 2 real standout players. But I mean, we created numerous chances in the first half. If I've got a little complaint, it would be that we didn't score enough of those. And I think 5 of those chances fell to Jake McCarthy, making that brilliant late run that he makes. So I think he had two volleys and 3 headers in that time. I think we had overall about 18 headers, not one of them hit the target. So it's early days, but like I said, the group's been together for a year, and what was really lovely is Jason Pryor notched tonight, Danny Wright as well. It's nice to get off the sheet early. Overall a really good exercise.
Well, as you mentioned there, 2 new summer signings in terms of number 9s, and both of them on the score sheet. The other player that scored a summer signing in sense, you got him on a permanent deal, Jake Andrews. How happy were you with him playing in a couple of unconventional positions today?
Yeah, well, not so much the first half, because that's his true position, playing in a front 3 either side. But I know that he can play at left back. He played there for Torquay, and it was just again getting him used to that situation if Joe Newton got injured. So it's just trying to be apparent to the smaller squad that we've got, and players being flexible, which I thought Jake did well today.
And in the second half, you were able to bring on Max Connolly, Pro Direct Academy player, Leon Baker, who we've seen before in a Hawk shirt, and Suche Lee, another young player. How important are these games for you to blood and youth to your first team?
Yeah, very much so. I mean, we're going to see a lot of those 3 throughout the whole of the pre-season. Suki in particular is probably a year older and probably slightly further ahead. But no, it was great. Jamie Collins wasn't here tonight. He's on he starts his UEFA B coaching course. And obviously Benny Reid just felt a little soreness in his quad just before the game. So, it was a good chance to go and give those 3 young men a game. And again, I thought they all did particularly well.
So Benny Reid with a little knock, but Oscar Goban, a player you're bringing back on that road to recovery, and he got some good minutes in the tank today as well.
Yeah, I mean, Oscar was it was sort of part of our season last year. I think the first third of the season, Oscar was outstanding, and that's he's a big part of why we played well. And then we missed him for nearly 12 weeks, 13 weeks. So, he was unlucky in the end last year with injury, but he's a big player for us. And so those 4 midfielders of Goban, McCarthy, Rooney and Clifford give us some nice options. And
looking ahead to Sutton, you had 3,000 odd at Pompey last week. Fantastic support, brilliant support again here tonight. What are your expectations for Sutton, both from a performance perspective and in terms of bringing this squad along in terms of health and fitness towards the start of the season?
Yeah, it was a good game Saturday. Obviously, I think Sutton had an unbelievable season last year to finish just 1 place outside the playoffs. They're big, they're strong, and they've got some quality players, and I know them all obviously very, very well. From our perspective, nearly 3,500 at the Pompey game was just brilliant for the football club. I think the players really enjoyed it. I thought we got a lot of minutes into our legs, even though some of them only had 45, it felt like 60, I think, to them. And Sutton will be another really good test for us. And what I'd like to think is perhaps we'll be a bit more competitive against Sutton, perhaps create a few more chances than we did manage to against Portsmouth. But ultimately, again, it's back to that same analogy of patterns of play, getting minutes into legs, but most importantly, not picking up any injuries.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Matt.